Hey everyone, it is Ron from Cali Fabrics. We have a great group of brand new knits, some really cool pucker knits that I'm excited to show you, as well as some great heavy rayon stripes, a group of French terries with matching ribs, and these are really nice thick cotton French terries. So much to show you, cannot wait. Let's take a look. All right, let's start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start. This is a heavy rayon jersey, rayon spandex, so it's got a really nice soft hand. These are also nice and heavy, so these are 220 GSM. This one here is 270. These all came together, and just like those heavy 300 GSMs we got recently, these just have a really nice, substantial feel to them, and a really nice weighty drape. Still very soft, very stretchy in all directions. It's got at least 100% stretch in both directions, which means practically it can double its length or width and stretch without warping or tearing. So tons of stretch, really nice and soft. This would honestly be great for like a July 4th tank if you want to do something really nice and quick and easy. Really nice, classy, kind of a nautical feel to it as well with this red, white, and blue. Really pretty. This is a really pretty kind of butter yellow, navy, and light blue stripe. Same exact fabric, same exact weight. This one, like I said, is just a tad bit heavier. I really like this stripe. This stripe has a little bit of a retro feel to it. I've always been kind of a sucker for sky blue and brown. I don't know if it's because I grew up in the early 2000s and that was very big back then for some reason, but it's a color combo that I feel like kind of goes under the radar, but is a really pretty contrast. I really like this. This is one of the 300 GSM solids. We'd had an olive, it sold out. We were able to get another olive. So this one is kind of a nice, I'm calling this soft olive. Really nice kind of middle olive color, almost an army green, but a little bit richer. Okay. This is kind of the main event of the group, in my opinion. These are really cool. They're really interesting. These pucker knits, I'll kind of pan over all of the colors so you can see. This one's not showing. This is kind of a dark green and ivory. So here we have black and ivory, this kind of dusty lilac and ivory, navy and ivory, emerald and ivory, kind of this periwinkle sky blue and butter, this navy with this periwinkle blue, navy with lime, this kind of really pretty olive and butter, this off-white and wine. Make sure we're focusing so you can kind of see the texture there. And then last, but for sure not least, is like this really cool kind of summery sherbet, this coral and like pink color, which is really cool. So this fabric, it's a cotton poly spandex blend. Got a good amount of stretch in all directions. It's just got this really interesting puckery texture. Let me show you the back. Kind of see how it is. Okay. Really soft though. It would be like wearable against the skin, which sometimes things that have this kind of, I don't know, whenever things have this kind of puckering or ruffle or just different kind of gathering techniques, they can be a little rough on the back. These are actually really nice and soft on the back. So these are still fairly, not lightweights. They're definitely mid-weights, like 200 something GSM. But for the heftiness, because it's almost like the way that a seersucker is, it kind of looks like a nice hefty thick knit, but it's still fairly lightweight, considering. This would be really nice for something like a cardigan or a top. You could do a dress from it, or a skirt or something like that. Like I said, it's got a ton of stretch. There's a lot of really fun options here, and just the fabric itself is something that will lend a lot of interest to whatever you make from it, which is kind of the point. So really a simple garment can be made to look kind of really unique and interesting with a fabric like this, which I really love. Like I said, soft on the hand. I kind of like the rustic kind of, I don't know, call it slub or whatever. Just this texture kind of has a very natural slubby feel to it. Really interesting fabric, really fun colorways, and just a lot you can do. I'd actually be curious, what would you guys make out of this? Is there a certain pattern that jumps to mind or anything like that when you look at this fabric? Because it is a unique find. I haven't even really seen this in many other fabric shops, though I'm sure it'll probably start cropping up. It's just a really cool, interesting fabric. And we got a great price on it. So I think we're selling it at $8.99, which for a fabric like this, I think is a really fantastic price. Okay, we'll go ahead and move down to the next group. Actually, this one here is a one-off. As promised from last week, this is the sky blue peached rib. It matches the peach sweatshirt fleece that we added last week. If you didn't see them, we added a bunch of these. They're super, super soft, really nice weight. The peached feel kind of gives it a brushed feel, but it still has a smooth look. So a lot of times when I say brushed, a lot of times you're going to be talking about something that has almost more of a fleecy or even a flannel-like appearance. These have a very, very smooth appearance, but they still have that kind of soft brush feel. It's really interesting. It's a little bit magical. Really, really nice. This sky blue matches perfectly with the sky blue peached sweatshirt fleece. Okay, here's something that I don't think we've ever gotten before, which is matching French terries with ribs. Sometimes we find sweatshirt fleeces that happens, but French terries you don't often find matching ribs for, but these are matching ribs, which is really, really cool. This is a nice, hefty, super soft and kind of towely feeling cotton French terry. So these are 100% cotton. These are cotton spandex blends, which of course have nice stretch across the width. These do not have four-way stretch. It's a two-way stretch rib. But really, really cool. This really rich forest green is just beautiful. This like deep kind of russet brown color, also really, really pretty. Again, these are really nice cotton French terries. They're all cotton. This would be a really great like hoodie, cardigan. You can make a really cozy pair of like joggers or whatever out of these, do the cuffs at the bottom. Really nice options here. And again, I love French terry. It's like wearing like a really nice sock all over your body. French terry is really, really cozy, and these are really nice French terries. And then we have a classic heather gray, which you just absolutely can't go wrong with. Really nice, kind of has like an ivory looped back and the matching rib to go with it. These are really, really nice. These will be listed on the site next to each other, so they're pretty easy to find the matching ribs. Here we have another group of ribs, which let's see if I can focus on this black. It's a very rich black. Okay, here we go. This is a nice, I think these ones are a little bit over 300 GSM. They're really nice and hefty weight. Rayon ribs. So they have more drape, less structure than you'll find in like a cotton rib. This is the kind of rib that you could totally make like kind of like a fancy tee out of. Really, really a ton of stretch. So obviously something that's like fitted. These have, I don't know, 200%. I mean, they have a ton of stretch because ribs just add that plus the spandex. It's four-way stretch. Really, really nice, and really nice colors in this group. So obviously the black is really nice and rich. There's this really pretty, I think I'm calling this limestone. It's kind of like a dusty, just kind of stone, very light pale tan color. Then there's a few browns. This one's really, really pretty. I think I just called this one brown. I think I called this one bark. And I think I called this one coffee, though honestly russet would be a better name for that one as well. So this is the bark, really kind of a nice, soft, earthy brown. This russet has a nice kind of reddish oranges tinge to it. This is a really pretty dark olive. Again, let me pull this out a little bit so you can really see the drape, because the drape on these is really what makes. And the other thing I would notice, I don't know what the spandex content in this is. It's more than 5% because they're really kind of like, I was pulling at them earlier, and they're very, very snappy. Like they're really great recovery. These are just very, very nice. This one here is kind of a dark, dusty forest. I call this one Fangorn Green. If you know, you know. Really, really pretty, rich color. This is a really unusual color. If I was choosing any color personally, is this is one of my favorite kind of, I love a good dark green. So this is really, really nice, really pretty dark, dusty forest green. And again, you can't beat the weight and feel of these. I think just wearing this as a t-shirt or as like a lightweight sweater, you could do something like a cardigan or dresses or skirts. I mean, it's a 370 GSM, so it's definitely weighty enough for bottoms. But I think this would actually be a really, really nice like rib tee. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the fabrics you saw in this video, drop them down in the comments below, or you can always shoot us an email at support@califabrics.com. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody.